See here as I switch over to the light crude market, and again, as I always do, we have a lot of new people that come on, and this is on the bottom cycle brackets. For those of you that are new to this or just starting to apply this type of analysis to your own work, these are not the cycles on the bottom. The cycles are the actual trading, and we show those on the lines out of on top of the price chart. These are simply ideal cycles, and you can picture as if it came up half the time and then came down half the time, but it doesn't actually do that. The shape changes, and we get information about the condition of the market through how the shape changes. So instead of the ideal where it went up half the time and came down half the time and go up and down to the same price level, this cycle here went up 3/4 of the time and then came down a more brief period of time into the cycle bottom and gave this positive shape, a higher bottom, a higher peak. That's suggestive that the next rally would do the same, higher bottom, higher peak, higher bottom, higher peak. That's what we've essentially had in here. Now, there are changes going on here in the light crude market that are significant. First of all, the important thing to see is that this low right over here, which was expected to come somewhere out over here, that extended out because of the Russia-Ukraine war, and the fact that there was going to be a lot less oil produced or coming out of Russia, and with all of the sanctions. So the price exploded up here to over 130 and then popped down right over here to about $93. So it gave up a lot of ground. So this low here shifted out, as we show with this arrow. This was the ideal timing for that, and these are those two verticals in there. And now the ideal timing coming up for this next cycle out over here is right into this time frame. Basically, the ideal timing is plus or minus 3 or 4 bars from that ideal low, as you can see, and then we create this range of time that that low should come. Now, with this low that occurred in the market right in this area, and then that rally that failed in resistance, and then the decline that takes out this bottom, that is suggestive of the fact that there is a peak that is very significant that's made already in this resistance area, and momentum has turned negative, as you see that we have noted in here. And when the momentum turns negative, it's very likely that it's going to continue to the downside, that it's saying that this was a cycle peak, and that the crude oil market will struggle all the way out into this time frame over here. Based on the fact that we took out that cycle bottom, which is negative, it would probably come down to this next major support. That's around $88 there. But you have room here for rallies into these intermediate resistances, as you see that it's doing right now. So a reasonable area to expect it is this area here around 107, 108, with a potential up here to about 111 in rebounds, but that's probably the best. We would call a range in here really about 108 down to this area of about 88 for coming months, and that's maybe gives some pretty good short side opportunities. When you look at the daily chart, you can see that the cycle periods in here are pretty consistent, and that looks like one more little pullback from this short-term resistance that we have put in there. And that resistance is, let's say, 102 to about 105. The top of that is 108. So that's pretty consistent with what we see in the weekly on the top of that resistance area on the daily. Again, getting down to this cycle low right over here, as it did, is negative, and it is suggestive that the next rally out over here will not get up to this peak over here. So that was 116. This we're projecting up to about 108, and then coming down and taking out this low. Now 88 is the lowest point we really expect to see it come down to, and this might, get up here and then not quite get that low, and then you get another one of these cycles. So we're in for what I think is a range-bound area for the light crude market, and very likely for the other energy contracts. One more thing before I leave this, I want you to note, not only is this a negative momentum in here, but the slim ribbon PO, which the slim ribbon turned positive way back over here, and then the PO turns green. And then you have the signals of resumptions on the upside that were great. This one over here did not happen. It actually turned neutral, and now you see this as a red, negative. So the conditions are such that negative here, negative on the weekly, negative on the daily. That is a time frame where you would expect that upside will be limited and upside will fail. And the market will be, as I said, likely choppy. The Ask Slim Future Speak show is on. This video is packed with information and lessons meant to significantly raise your odds of success as a trader or investor. Slim and the Ask Slim team share unique analysis on 7 different segments of the futures markets. So much to look at in here as we share our analysis on light crude in the energy sector. That's gasoline, heating oil, and natural gas. We also look at the foreign exchange market, where we do analysis on the dollar, euro, pound, yen, the Aussie, and the Canadian dollar. You'll also see our analysis on metals, gold, silver, platinum, and copper. U.S. Treasury market and interest rates. We look at the 10-year note, the 20-year ETF, and the 30-year bond, and we can't help but discuss the monkeys that are running our financial system. And also, of course, a deep look at the stock market. The S&P 500, NASDAQ, Russell, and the VIX. We bring you compelling analysis on the most watched part of this video. And we look at foods, corn, wheat, soybeans, and coffee, and of course the crypto market as we look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and take always a deep look at this sector of the markets. Please do join AskSlim.com. We have a level 2 trial going on. This is a Future Speak special right now. You get Future Speak and our entire video library, over 600 videos in 10 categories. You'll get our stock index report live stream. This is live, our charts live, no platform necessary on the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Russell. Our stock index report with our enhanced daily snapshot on the indexes, and live multiple time frame analysis with no special platform needed for the S&P 500. Our weekly ETF review, our Slimulator momentum tracker, amazing with 1,000 symbols and canned groups to let you see the longer term conditions of stocks and groups, our new trader workbench, which gives you access to so much of the analysis that we bring, including our new worksheets, which lets you see our charts that we share with our higher level members all of the time. This is a special 35% quarterly discount. It's only $114.75 for the quarter, so that's $38 and change for the month for all of this. And that just alone, that Future Speak video, that show, which is an hour and 18 minutes, is enough for this. You want this special? Just write matt@askslim.com, ask him for info and the special discount link, and mention Future Speak so you get that discount. That's really important. Thanks for watching very much, and I'll see you later.